Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the 2024 European Girls Olympiad in Informatics Australian team announcement. My name is Ben Kirk, and I am the Director of Performance and Pathways at the Australian Maths Trust. Tonight, I have the very great privilege on behalf of the AMT of being your host. So first things first, I'd like to begin by acknowledging the Ngunnawal people whose land we're currently hosting this virtual announcement on in Canberra, and recognise the traditional owners of land from across Australia, wherever you're joining us. I'd like to pay my respect to elders, both past and present, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Island people joining us this evening. So we've got a nice big group of supporters joining us here tonight, but a couple of small matters of housekeeping. If you do have video capability, please turn it on. It's much nicer for all of us to see each other. If you could do a quick check and make sure that your screen name is showing your first name and your surname, that would be very helpful for us, particularly if we're going to spotlight you in a little bit of time. Tonight, we believe the session will go for about 30 to 45 minutes. And finally, just a bit of formal advice that this session is being recorded this evening. This is an historic occasion. It's the first time ever that Australia has sent a team to the event affectionately known as EGOI. I'd like to personally welcome a few people to this event. So firstly, Professor Ben Burton, former Australian team leader and currently the president of the International Olympiad in Informatics, on which EGOI is based. Mr. Brendan Nguyen from the AMT's National Olympiad sponsor Optiva, who have been with the AMT for a number of years now supporting our high performance endeavours, and who have recently agreed to extend their financial support to our EGOI program. So thank you, Brandon, for joining us. Dr. Raveen De Silva from the AMT's newest partners in the University of New South Wales, who are working closely with us on building our informatics program, specifically around supporting our training camps and associated events as our strategic higher education partner. And Dr. Carolyn Houston from CSIRO, who we'll hear from as one of our speakers a little bit later on. So this evening is it's an opportunity for us to talk about our hopes and dreams for a brighter, more equitable future for young women in computer science and celebrate the achievements of 4 special young women. To kick us off, I'd like to invite the CEO of the Australian Maths Trust, Mr. Nathan Ford, on behalf of the AMTT Limited Chair, Belinda Robinson, to say a few words. Nathan.
Thanks very much, Ben, and welcome everyone. Tonight, I'm ringing in from Melbourne, and I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of this land, the Wurundjeri and Bunurong Buwurrung people of the Kulin, and pay respect to their elders past and present. I acknowledge and honor the unbroken spiritual, cultural, and political connection they have maintained to this place for more than 2,000 generations. On behalf of the Australian Maths Trust and the AMTT Limited Board, I'd like to welcome you all to our 2024 EGOI team announcement. Thank you all so much for being here tonight and helping us celebrate this momentous occasion. I'd like to particularly welcome our team leader, Paula Tennant, and her deputy, Engini Bai, as well as Angus Ratosa, our Informatics Director of Training. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I'd like to thank Margaret Shepherd from the Australian Science Teachers Association, as well as Nita Sebastian from the Australian Academy of Technological Sciences and Engineering, and Alex Sparvo from Engineers Australia for their attendance tonight. The Trust is proud to continue to work closely with our partners, the Department of Industry, Science and Resources, Optiva, and UNSW in supporting this initiative. On behalf of the Trust, I thank them for their support because this program would not be possible without their help. I can't really express to you just how exciting tonight's announcement is. As Ben alluded to, it's not every day that you get to acknowledge a first in Australian history, but today is one of those days. Over the last 8 years at the Trust, we've been working very hard to open up more opportunities for young women to participate and be recognized in mathematics and computer science. We introduced the Cheryl Prager Medal in 2017 to recognize the top performing young women on the Australian mathematics competition. And I'd like to thank Cheryl for attending today's ceremony, as she's such an inspiring advocate for women in maths across Australia, internationally, and particularly here at the Trust. In 2018, we sent the first Australian team to the European Girls Mathematical Olympiad, or EGMO. So for those of you who are keeping score at home, Australia now has an EGMO team and an EGOI team. As many of you know, the EGMO team and the EGMO initiative has seen Australia perform amongst the best in the world, achieving top 10 results and demonstrating in a real sense that Australia's young women problem solvers are amongst the best and brightest in the world. I note that Norm Doe is here from the Australian Mathematical Olympiad Committee, and I think Sally Sang, who's our EGMO team leader, was meant to attend as well, and I'd like to recognize their support of that initiative, as well as helping us celebrate the EGOI team here tonight. And so now we get to commemorate and celebrate Australia's first ever European Girls Olympiad in Informatics team. The team members that will be shortly introduced are Australia's finest young female computer scientists. In addition to being brilliant problem solvers, creative thinkers, and hardworking, patient students, they're also leaders. They're carving a path for a new generation of young Australian women in computer science. And despite their youth, by making the team and by representing Australia internationally, they're making an indelible mark on opportunities for young women in this country. To Paula and Angini, I would like to thank you both for agreeing to come along on this journey with us, for your passion and support of these remarkable young women, and for being such wonderful role models for the next generation. We all thank you for your contribution and for taking the EGOI leap with us. To the teachers and supporters of our EGOI team, and especially the parents and guardians of our team members here tonight, thank you so much for your enthusiastic and tireless support. Balancing the demands of school, extracurricular activities, and training for EGOI takes a lot of care and attention and flexibility. Thank you for helping our team meet their potential and take this opportunity up. And finally, to the team, congratulations on being selected. Take some time to reflect on what you've achieved through your hard work and perseverance. And all the best for the competition, for meeting new friends, discovering new strengths, solving new problems, and most of all, having a great time. Congratulations, good luck in the Netherlands, and well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan, for all your warm words there. We all know that good intentions, innovation, and excellence can be stifled without proper support. The Australian Maths Trust Olympiad programs are supported by the Federal Department of Industry, Science and Resources through the Inspiring Australia Science Excellence Program, but also through our corporate partners. Optiva is a global market maker, which means they provide liquidity to training markets across the world. The help they provide to the AMT, however, are opportunities for us to support young people develop their problem-solving capability and excel on the world stage. I'd like to invite Mr. Brandon Nguyen from Optiva to say a few words. Brandon.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Ben, and good evening, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be celebrating the announcement of our inaugural Australian team for the European Girls Olympiad in Informatics competition, which is happening in July this year. And we're also really excited to be announcing our partnership with the Australian Maths Trust to not only support the EGOI team with their journey and participation in this prestigious competition, but also extending our current relationship with AMT's Mathematics and Informatics Olympiad programs, as well as our nation's team also in the EGMO competition. Incredible educational initiatives not only create amazing opportunities for female students to engage in the world in computer science, but it also allows them to compete on the world stage amongst the best and brightest in international competition. For Optiva, being a tech-driven trading firm, we utilize innovative technologies and algorithms on a day-to-day basis. And we also provide a nurturing and supportive environment for passionate and curious thinkers to work on challenging technical problems every day. So I want to say to the 4 girls who are being selected for our inaugural Australian delegation for the EGOI competition, a massive congratulations to you all. The effort, rigor, and commitment that you have demonstrated is an absolute testament to your exceptional talents. There's absolutely no doubt that not only is your future bright, but also the opportunities open to you in your futures are limitless. We're really excited, not only at Optiva, but also across this, across everyone who is participating tonight, to see where you four girls will go, not only with your future studies, but everything that you do going forward. Thank you very much, and all the best in the Netherlands.
Thank you, Brandon. In addition to Optiver as our national sponsor, the Australian Maths Trust is also supported by the University of New South Wales in what is our newest partnership. UNSW was founded in 1914 and has an ongoing commitment to improve and transform lives in Australia and globally. One of the tangible ways that we can see this vision realised is through their support of our informatics program as the AMT's strategic higher education partner. Their encouragement has seen us launch into the EGOI program with vigour and confidence. We're very pleased that Dr. Ravine De Silva can join us this evening. Dr. De Silva, a few words. We might have a couple of, we can't hear you, Ravine.
Terribly sorry about that. Is that better?
Perfect. Better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm joining from Darragland. I'd like to pay my respects to their elders, past and present. Congratulations to the team. Very well done on all the hard work that's led you to this point. Thank you also to the schools and the families who have supported you to get to this stage. And also, I'd like to acknowledge all the hard work of the other students who are in the training program. There's a vast depth of talent across the country, and these are just four of the brightest stars that we have coming up. So we wish you very well for the Olympiad, and we hope that you have a wonderful time and make friends from across the world, which is a very rare and fortunate opportunity that you have. Thank you for the trailblazing work that you have done up to this point and that you will continue to do. And thank you also to all the AMT staff who have made this possible. We at UNSW are really pleased to support the program. It's providing opportunities for girls who succeed at the highest levels. And we also love to see AMT graduates come through to study at UNSW. They have excelled over many, many years in computer science and engineering and in other disciplines. These students have achieved very high honours in their university studies, represented the university on a global level, and contributed very positively to the CSE community. And we really look forward to training up more and more of these wonderful students. And I think we all benefit from the diverse perspectives and experiences of the student body that we cultivate. We have many initiatives to promote women in engineering, not only in computer science, including our Young Women in Engineering Club and scholarships for women in engineering, which I strongly recommend that everyone look into. And yeah, we look forward to welcoming the team to our campus for a training camp in the coming months. And before I go, I'd like to also just give a personal thank you to Angela and Norm, who have done a lot for me as when I was training through the AMT programs as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Ravine. Dr. Carolyn Houston is the Principal Research Consultant at CSIRO. She has a background in statistics and is currently engaged in research around responsible innovation in artificial intelligence, which has got to be really super exciting at the moment. She's a strong supporter of promoting STEM careers and opportunities to women, and I'm very pleased to introduce Dr. Carolyn Houston to you all. She has a few words for our team members to take with them today.
Hi, everyone, and thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. Can I just get a thumbs up that people are actually hearing me? Oh, great. Thank you. So thank you for the great introduction, Ben. It is really a pleasure to be here. As you said, my background is in statistics, and I get to do informatics every day. So this seems like a really nice fit to be able to speak to the wonderful people on this call. Because we were all mentioning, shout outs to people. I noticed that a few people have mentioned the Department of Industry, Science and Resources. And I don't know how many of the people have noticed that Sally Ann Williams just recently released a report to Pathways to Diversity in STEM, where she outlined what many people here already know, which is we want and need more diversity in STEM. So I just want to give a big shout out, both to the fact that DICER is on top of this as an important issue, but also to everyone in this room, because we each and all of you are contributing to helping solve part of that diversity problem, whether it's through supporting our hopeful Olympiads or the Olympiads who get to go, or whether it's the amazing girls themselves who are doing the hard yards to be having this opportunity. So I just wanted to say how proud and excited I am to be able to speak to you. And then I have a second thing that I wanted to tell you, and it's a bit of a secret, but I'm an imposter. I'm not actually good at math. Math was always my worst subject in school. And that was really frustrating. And that was my worst subject all the way up until my last year of high school, when I had one of my first female maths teachers. And I learned from her that she wasn't good at maths either, that she sometimes had to work at it, that it didn't come easily, that she had to try things more than once to get there. And it was the beginning of a germ of a seed in me, that it wasn't that I had to be innately good at math. It was that I had to learn how to learn math and how to do math. And that was really, really important, because as I've gotten older and I've read reports like Callie Ann's, one of the things I realize is that girls are often talked about differently in school in terms of the feedback they're given. I was a good girl, right? I was good at sitting still in my chair and listening when I was supposed to. And Billy down the hall or down the way, who bounced out of his chair and wiggled, well, he was told to try harder, and he was told to practice. And he was given great rewards when he got a little bit better at that. And I was just innately good. But we all know that that's not true. That was just because Billy and I were developmentally different at that time. You know, I had learned that skill already, but I thought it was innate. And math is just like that. We're often taught that girls aren't as good at math. It's not innate, but it's not about goodness. It's about the hard yards that everybody has been talking about. So I know when I speak to this group that it is a group of people who are hardworking, who are patient, who are creative, who are resilient, who are determined. And I think you deserve to be rewarded for that, and not for being good girls. Right? I hope you continue to be what you're emerging to become, which is leaders in an area where you're terrifically important. And the thing I was actually asked to talk about today was not about my imposter-ness. It was actually about where informatics has taken me. So currently in the CSIRO, I work in Data 61, which is the digital or informatics or math arm, depending on what your field background is. And I'm the digital focus lead for the Smart Energy Mission, which is a big project that we're trying to put together in CSIRO to try and help energy transition to rely more on renewables and less on things that cause global warming. And I get to read lots of interesting things in that context too, and learn about lots of problems that we can support solving. But one of the interesting ones that I thought was a great example to talk about here tonight was I read a report about electrical cars and the fact that women are much less likely to buy them. Yeah, and I see a couple of faces go, really, women are much less likely to buy them. There's a lot lower female uptake in electric cars. And I'm going to give you my hypothesis as to why that could be. I am going to bet that a lot of the engineering, a lot of the software, and a lot of the marketing that is developed for electrical cars is developed by teams that aren't very diverse, that might be lacking women as one angle of diversity. And that is reflected then in the outcomes that we're achieving in terms of which market segments are responding to how the products work, how they're marketed. And that's a real pity, because I know as a woman that electric cars could be a really important part to reaching net zero. And I know that women are just as capable of operating electric cars as men are. What's missing in that mix is having that viewpoint in the design rooms for people to realize that the engineering of the electric car impacts the lives of the people who use it. And if it's going to be impacting both males and females, then we need to have both males and females in the room talking about what those uses are, if we want them to be palatable to our broader population. And that's part of the energy that we're trying to capture at the Smart Energy Mission, which is about recognizing that as much as a lot of informatics seems to be about an engineered world, as much as we can model that engineered world, we can also model and integrate the social world into those ideas and build these true digital twins that aren't just about the mechanics, but they're also about the people. And that's where I think in the future, you're going to have huge roles to play if you want to have them. Yeah, so I hope that gives you an idea of the fun flavor and the different dynamics that you can do in the digital world. It can be a really exciting place. It can be about more than just the numbers, although the numbers feel good too. And I just wanted, like I said before, to wish you all a big shout out for your accomplishments, and for the girls who are selected, the best of luck on your ongoing journey to becoming leaders and to being anything but just a good girl sitting in the corner. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Houston. That's an amazing angle and an amazing story to tell these girls. So thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
We're now about to introduce the 2024 Australian EGOI team to you all. To do the honours, I'd like to introduce our team leader, Paula Tennant, to the speaker role. And let me just find her here. Sorry, excuse me. So Paula is a new member of the AMT family. She was appointed earlier this year to the new role of EGOI team leader. She's actually a fifth-year student at UNSW and has a strong drive to bring other young women into the field of computer science. Paula, would you like to introduce the 2024 and first ever Australian EGOI team to us?
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Cool. So I'll do just a brief intro of the competition. So you guys probably already know that it's the European Girls Olympiad in Informatics. And yeah, it's pretty similar to the EGOI, but just a more recently established version held in Europe, which is restricted to female and non-binary presenting students. So yeah, later this July, the 4 girls and a couple of us from AMT will go down to the Netherlands, and it will be about a 1-week competition. So they'll get to have a couple days competing, and also another couple days meeting other like-minded students and a lot of women from computing. So hopefully that's a good opportunity to have to see lots of role models. Yeah, so yeah, and they also get a bit of time to explore the town too. So I think it's Veldhoven, I'm bad at pronunciation, so in the Netherlands. Cool, yeah, and before the girls go down to the Netherlands, we've also got a couple more camps to help them get prepared, and also mentoring so that yeah, everything goes well for the competition. Cool. So we have 4 really amazing girls competing, and we've also got 1 reserve too. So we've got Alexa, Ayana, Christina, and Honey as our 4 competing girls, and we've got Yo-Yo as our reserve. So I'll go through all of them individually in a little bit. And yeah, they've put in so much work recently. So all of them have done multiple competitions over the last few months, which takes an enormous amount of work to be to put into that, and also just at home doing practice questions. So we can see that they've been doing so much of that as well. Yeah, and obviously all of them went to the Informatics School of Excellence in December too, which is an amazing accomplishment too. So yeah, this is in no particular order, so I'll just introduce them all now. Cool. So firstly, we've got Alexa, so Alexa Wu, and yeah, Alexa is year 8 right now, and she's at Pymbles Ladies College. Cool. So really briefly, she gave a big, all the girls gave a big bio, but I've just picked out a bit about like their hobbies and what got them into computing. So yeah, Alexa got interested in informatics through interests in puzzles and problem solving. And yeah, outside of informatics, enjoys maths, piano, and drawing, which is similar to me too. So I think a lot of people in computing like love music and drawing too. So yeah, cool. So that's Alexa. Next, we've got Ayana. So Ayana Friedkin, and Ayana is year 9. Sorry, I had year 8 written on my notes, but I'm pretty sure Ayana is year 9. And at Caulfield Grammar School. Cool. So Ayana started coding when they were really young, so which is really amazing to see young girls start. And yeah, so also wants to go into computer science after high school. She mentioned that she wants to create something that benefits all of society and also helps with the environment, which I think is really amazing. So yeah, and some of Ayana's hobbies are reading, rock climbing, drawing, and music. Cool. And yeah, so next we've got Christina Chen. Oh, okay, there's Christina. So Christina is year 11 at Cora Anglican Girls' School. Yeah, and Christina has also been coding since primary school. And is intending to go into more computer science after high school in university, and hopefully into AI too. So yeah, and some of Christina's hobbies are tennis, hiking, and traveling overseas. So that's good that you get to go over to the Netherlands. And our last team member is Honey. Yeah, so Honey is in year 12. And yeah, so Honey's hopefully going to math or physics after university. Maybe we can convince her to go into computer science too. And yeah, enjoys cricket, board games, and game development, and has a really amazing quote on her bio, which is, "The key to endless happiness is informatics," which I think is true. At least I get a lot of happiness from informatics. So yeah, so they're the 4 girls. And unfortunately, Yo-Yo, our reserve, couldn't make it here today, but we're also really proud of all the work that Yo-Yo has put in, and we're really happy to have someone to come along and prepare for the competition alongside them. Hopefully Yo-Yo has an opportunity to compete in future years. Cool. Yeah, so I'm really excited to, you know, everything leading up to the competition. So it should be really fun. And yeah, I really hope that the girls have a good time preparing, and obviously the competition, I think, will be a really great opportunity and really enjoyable. So yeah, that's all from me.
Thank you, Paula. Our final speaker for the evening is our very own Angus Ratossa, the Director of Training for the Informatics stream of the AMT's High Performance Informatics branch. Angus has been in and around the informatics program since before 2017. He's been to the International Olympiad in Informatics 7 times, 3 times as a student, coming away with a silver and a gold, and more recently as our deputy team leader from 2020 to 2023 over what was probably the most challenging period, with virtual contests and residual COVID scenarios affecting training and attendance. In late 2023, Angus was actually appointed our Director of Training, and he hasn't looked back. Angus, do you have any sage words for advice for our team to help them on their way?
Yes, so
Angus.
first of all, again, a massive congratulations to the team. Being selected to represent Australia overseas is an amazing achievement, and one that I know is very well deserved. So as Paula mentioned, all the students have worked incredibly hard so far. As a stat, on the training site, since the conclusion of the camp last year, they've got a combined, the 4 team members, 36,000 points, one task being 100 points. So I'll let you all do the maths on that one, but very impressive. And I'm sure there's a lot more to come as well in the next few months. But while there are 10 hours of competition, that's just one part of the experience of representing Australia overseas. Beyond that, they'll also get a chance to visit another country, meet like-minded students from across the world. Certainly, some of my best memories from my time as a student and more recently as a leader being able to meet others while overseas, and I hope you can have a similarly amazing experience in the Netherlands. Again, congratulations to the team, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you, Angus. That does just about wrap us up for the evening. I am going to just do a final spotlight of our team members here, assuming I can find you all in the many, many people who have joined this evening to wish you good luck. Find Christina. Oh, Christina might have disappeared on us.
Christina's hot spotlight, Ben.
She has?
Yep.
Oh, I've got it. Yes, excellent. Sorry. Honey. Sorry. This is the foibles of being my own technician here at home, so apologies for that. Look, it does just about wrap us up for the evening. I'd like to thank you all once again for your attendance tonight. Special thanks to all our wonderful speakers this evening, to our team members. Thank you for taking the plunge into these high performance programs and working with our Director of Training, with our team leader, with all the staff that are involved in the program. A very big thank you to the Department of Industry, Science and Resources and our friends at Optiva and University of New South Wales for their commitment. Without your ongoing support, we wouldn't be able to offer these types of opportunities. So all the best to the team in the Netherlands from us here at the AMP. Thank you very much and good night.